everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those that have not subscribed, please do subscribe. For those that have already subscribed, thank you very much. Now, this one thing that people are willing to talk about, nimenunua shamba, niko na gari mpya, nimejenga nyumba, sijui nimefanya ABCD. I have achieved this and this. We are very willing to talk about that. But one thing that people are not willing to talk about is loss. Nimepoteza ndugu yangu, nimepoteza mzazi wangu. How do we appreciate that? We need to talk about this. For such a very long time, we are never taught how to cope with loss. But I think, watu wameanza kujifunza ama we have really started appreciating the ability to talk about loss. And well, one thing about me is I have learned over time or with time that, what we say time heals, but I don't think time really heals because the wound will always be there. You will always live with the emptiness of not having that particular person in your life ever again. But what can we do to cover the wound and to make the wound a little bit more, accommodating? Kwa sababu kidonda huuma, but how do we cover it with some medicine? Tuna cover na iuzi ya daktari ndio uchungu isiendelee. So it's the same thing about loss. We need to find what can we do, how can we cover the loss for it to feel a little bit accommodative or a little bit more worth living with, because this is something that you have to live with for the rest of our lives. And the ability to realize that it's a change, and it's a change that will require myself to be in it, is one thing. And it's another thing also to be the change itself. How do you move from point A to point B? And we were so very used to living with this particular individual. How do we accept, and how do we move from this particular stage of acceptance? Because people accept, but moving forward from that stage is another thing. This person is no longer there, well and good, and we are not willing to move forward. As much as we cry and we grieve about it, there are so many things that we need to think around moving forward or accepting the change and moving along the change. Because once we know the change has come and the change has to be there, then there's a little bit of confidence that I can somehow recollect myself and walk the life. And how do we allow ourselves to experience these unpleasant feelings? Because hakuna feeling mbaya kama dealing with loss. Umeamka leo and then the news is, she's no longer there, he's no longer there. How do you accept to live with those unpleasant feelings? Because trust me, it's a very unpleasant feeling. You wake up today, hiyo feeling ni kama haishi. Kesho the same. But lazima usimame mbele ya watu na ukae ni kama unajaribu ku embrace and you are trying to move forward. But it might take us so long for us to move forward with life. And that is the reason why we need to talk about it. And that is the reason why we need to help one another to make moving forward very, very, is not smooth, very accommodative, or tusaidiane kusonga mbele from the unpleasant feeling of loss. Well, there are very many things to talk about when we hear death, and there are very many things we don't want to talk about tukiongelelea mambo za loss. But I believe this is an avenue for us to learn from one another, an avenue for us to have questions answered within ourselves and from other people around us, and from also other people in this particular channel that they could be having the same situation but they have been able to cope with. So let's engage and let's help one another to make a very purposeful and meaningful life after loss, because regardless, we have to move forward and we have to find reasons to smile again, and we have to find reasons to stand still and to stand confident in front of people, and they need to feel like, yes, this person has been able to recollect themselves and they can now be able to move forward. So please, let's like, let's share, and let's make living a very purposeful thing. Thank you very much. See you another time.